Welcome, friends, to the very first ever Quest Rewind Watchalong, listen along, whether you're on the podcast feed or on YouTube. This season, this quest, if you will, is going to be all about the Xbox 360, and we thought, let's switch things up a bit, and as opposed to going to the 5-episode route right off the bat, we would actually react live to the E3 2005 press conference where they revealed the Xbox 360 and a whole lot of other stuff. So this is not an actual episode. This is the prep for episode 1. So maybe you're listening to this before, after. We don't even know when it's going to be published, but it's here. I'm Juan. I am from Puerto Rico.
I'm Ryan from Boston.
And I'm Keith from London, Ontario, Canada.
Guys, before we hit the play button, I got to ask this, and I guess I'll also reiterate on the channel, but just like a quick blurb. E3 2005, do you remember anything about any of the press conferences, or was that even something you cared about at that point?
I
was not paying attention during this time.
This was a little bit before the time that I got invested in the whole E3 press conference phenomenon, because it came bigger way bigger a few years later. I think 2006 was the first time I was aware of it because of the disaster that was the Sony press conference. I think that's the one with the giant enemy crabs and the Ridge Racer. But that was the year after this. So I think this might actually be the first time I've watched this reveal.
I think same here.
Definitely haven't previously watched it. And I'm with Keith as well. 2006 is when I really started paying attention because all the memes and everything that came out that time. So this one was not really on my radar, aside from when you would just read things in gaming magazines or see things on IGN.com.
So the interesting thing that's going to happen here is the three of us are going to just hit play to a YouTube video, and that link, the link to the specific video we are watching, is going to be on the podcast feed. You'll find it in the description as well as on this actual YouTube video. We may run into, it's 2005, we'll be listening to Breaking Benjamin or something. It's going to mess up the whole copyright stuff, so we may have to mute the thing. So if you want to listen to us, but also listen to the press conference side by side, you can do that. The options are all going to be there. So we're going to
give you a countdown. We're going to sync it up, and then, just watch or listen along.
Exactly.
As we hear the bop, bop, wop, wop,
and this is not going to be the actual
countdown.
But just so you know, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and then you hit play on play.
Yeah, play ready? On the video. You've already hit play on this video. Now
exactly,
you're
not this
play...
one. Don't pause this one. You keep going.
Yeah, because if you hit play again, you're going to hit pause. But if you hit play
Ryan's
on
gonna
the press conference,
it's already confusing. It's already confusing. All right.
The video that we are watching is called Microsoft Press Conference -E3 2005. It lasts 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 25 seconds for reference. So, guys, are you ready?
As ready as I will be to go back to this reveal. This rockless reveal.
Maybe we should have done 1.25 speed, but let's go with this.
Yeah, let's do it. So, folks, the watch along begins in 3, 2, 1, play.
That's some red lighting there.
Everything about this immediately, I'm taken back to the days of G4, X-Play, Attack of the Show.
The spinning thing in the corner is really just a trademark of the time. It's kind of low quality.
Look at that bag.
Is that Olivia
She means business. Is it?
I can't tell. It's a 480p video, people. We tried to find the best quality version.
And my name is Kim.
Okay, never mind.
It's just Kim.
Into the future of entertainment. It's a future where I am always at
that camera angle.
World of experiences.
Is the Xbox 360 in that bag?
Of course it is.
Why wouldn't it be? No, it's an Xbox One in there. You know it's a future bag because it's silver, like the future.
It
could also be a pizza looking at the side.
Right now.
Wow.
Yes.
Whoa.
I was waiting for her to say right here, right now. Oh, there you go. Okay, guys, so talk to me about, let's go back in time, 2005. Visually, what do you think about the Xbox 360 here?
It's sleek. That is a future-looking machine. It's, even to this day, I think it's one of the sleekest-looking consoles ever. It's nice and thin, and the white, I've always been a big fan of white consoles.
What about you, Ryan?
I mean, I do think it still looks good. I just find it funny that her bringing it up in like a messenger bag, were they trying to say like, oh, it's portable, you could take it anywhere?
No, Ryan, because she is delivering the message that the future is right here, right now. Dude, come on.
Straight from Bill Gates, she got that bag and was like, Bill was like, send them to the future, dear Kim. And there off she went.
Talk to me about this clearly inspired by Matrix intro thing, like these montages. Is this something you ever cared about in any E3 press conference? Because I never really did.
I laugh at them every time I see them because they're so lame. Every single one of them is how human beings don't act like this.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the widescreen TVs in the commercial, but I think a lot of people at this point didn't even have a widescreen TV yet.
I just realized if you look at the top, notice they have the green ring on top of the stage. So it's, oh, look at that. Hey, that's nice, simple presentation right up there, right?
Yeah.
But how great would it be if it turned red halfway through
Well, I was
the
going to say,
conversation?
wait a second. What was the first thing we saw when this conference started? Was a red ring of lights. They were trying to tell us from the beginning.
Foreshadowing.
They warned us.
Okay, Keith, so you're telling me that you've never gone to a party that they're just playing 360 and one dude's like just like spinning on his head, the other one's doing some beatboxing thing. You never had that happen in Canada?
Not that I can talk about into a microphone.
Oh.
Yeah, Jay Allard. It's like the legend of this time. That he was Mr. Xbox.
And Peter Moore, this is before his reputation definitely took a change.
Welcome to the future of gaming.
How many times will they say future of gaming or future?
Are we going to do an over-under on that one? Because I'm going 50.
You're probably right.
Tonight, I'm here to tell you about a new product. It's inspired by the creative power of the individual and driven by the passion of a worldwide community. With Xbox 360,
a lot of
we've
passion.
created technology that
Yeah.
will enable people from every age and every corner of the planet to
This
gather
is like
together in new
before
ways.
this, I want to say till like 2003, they were definitely more literally press conferences. This does feel more like an event because, I mean, you would have like literal PowerPoint slides years
'cause
before this.
I remember in that, like a good chunk of that PlayStation E3 press conference I talked about earlier was a lot of like PowerPoints of specifications of that system and price points and everything. They just had a lot of weird stuff around it.
Yeah.
And driven by human energy.
Yeah, they're definitely going for more interesting presentation with like the circular stage and stuff, trying to make it more fun and less kind of press-like.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at that dude in, like, look at the background for a second.
Oh, the hair.
The press, folks. This is a conference for the press.
Waiting to see like Jeff Gerstmann or somebody back there.
I know.
Xbox 360 is
Now, I'm interested to see how many things they talk about here just never happened with this system, or games that just never came out.
Yeah, because there's always those few.
Yeah.
Especially stuff with like UI because, you know, the 360 people still talk about the blades, which I never got to use because I got a 360 once the UI was the more blocky one.
I miss the blades so much.
Yeah.
Many times larger than we've ever dreamed of.
The stage really reminds me of like MTV. Pretty simple.
To tell you about our
Yeah.
plan for a new console called Xbox.
Then there's just that
Since
Xbox
then,
right
we've gone
there.
from 0 customers to more than 20 million. From never
And it was
having
interesting
created a
because
console game
think about the
to
fact that
unleashing Halo 2,
the OG
which enjoyed
Xbox,
the
you know, you had
single
Halo,
largest
Halo
game
2
in
and all that,
entertainment
but the
history.
PS2, it's still one of like the highest selling consoles. And we know that early on, 360 definitely dominated with PS3. So I'm curious to see what happened in this press conference that made people go, yep, I can't wait another year for the PS3. You know, I got to get this.
Yeah, and I'm curious if that did come from this press conference, because it could just be an instance of it being out before that, like having just being in the market just made that fervor to get it. It'll be interesting how they present, because yeah, like you said, the Xbox didn't really set the world on fire. Like it was kind of
with Xbox
always that B player behind the PlayStation 2.
There
Like,
was a
it
lot
the
of
cool
hype with
thing.
Halo 2, though. There was a lot of hype with Halo
Yeah.
2.
That is
Great
true.
games,
In fact,
an
the first game I
unbelievable
bought for the
ecosystem of partners.
360 was Halo 2.
the industry's leading online game
Wait, for
service.
360.
Because that made sense.
Expanding
Yeah,
market share.
like I bought an Xbox copy of Halo 2.
Oh, okay,
when I got
okay.
because I never owned an Xbox, so I went and got like a backwards compatible version of Halo 2 when I owned the 360, just so I could play that game.
And consumer brands.
Because there was that PC version of Halo 1 that I played the holy hell out of.
And Xbox is
Oh,
setting
yeah,
new
right. The
standards
demo,
for
everybody
franchise
loved to play that damn map.
That was the first one that had an online multiplayer, right? Because the original Halo only had,
did, yeah.
like, LAN.
It had LAN. You had to bring your Xbox to a buddy's house, and you'd connect 4 of them together for 16. What a
Right now,
what a
6 of the
time.
top 10 selling games are Xbox titles.
We're
So I think
sitting here.
a modern day E3 presentation would not just have talk and go this long. I think they would have definitely
this is
shown
a
something by
lot
now.
of talking.
And I haven't
well, now
seen
they're-
world
Alright.
premiere. I'm waiting for that.
Exclusive.
Okay, let's see here. This is technically their chance, right? They've built up future gaming.
These are the
Messenger bag.
first games that you're gonna see. So let's look at all right, Half-Life 2. You know that version of Half-Life 2 that everyone remembers.
I mean, this is actually
Xbox.
it's not the PS3 version, but like this one I remember hearing good things about.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
I was a big fan of
Those
cell
are-
shaded games.
Remember Auto Monalista? That's what I think
Oh
of with
yeah, I
cel-shaded
played that on
games.
PS2.
Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Tack.
Batman Begins. I actually played that last year on PS2.
Hitman Blood Money. There's the game. But that was an Xbox game? Like an original?
Yeah, but
Need to look that up now.
you always gotta have
Blitz the
sports
League.
games. Yeah.
I remember this game. But
And
this is
it's
on
interesting that
PS2,
they
I
said
think.
it's an Xbox Live game. Not
Yeah.
not like an Xbox 360 game. Heroes of the Pacific.
Indigo
Prophecy.
Prophecy.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Wait,
there
Indigo
were-
Prophecy was a...
OG
are these
Xbox.
regular Xbox?
Yeah, these
Or-
these
yeah.
are mostly regular.
I think
because,
these are
yeah,
all actual OG Xbox games. Yeah, because Batman Begins is. I'm assuming maybe this is like a digital thing or something because all
Or
of
are they
these
just
are.
Yeah,
are they
Xbox.
just showing all the OG Xbox games before the 360 one? Okay.
Maybe like you can also play these on the Xbox 360, but maybe not the best first impression.
Yeah, this is all OG Xbox. Which you got to give Microsoft points for consistency. Like you look here, even though they just
Conquer
announced.
Live and Reloaded. This is
Yeah.
Xbox.
But keep in mind, like they're announcing the new console, but still highlighting the old stuff. Like they still
Yeah.
do that, right? You don't.
But
see
that's a
Sony
weird
really doing
step.
that.
That's a weird flow.
It is.
Yeah, because with like it's cool that they do that, but you're not leading with the new stuff. That's kind of weird. But, I
This
mean,
game's
this was
still
also
relevant.
2005. They haven't figured it out. They were working on it. Time
I
shift.
actually bought that like 2 months ago for PS3 just because it was like super cheap. Destroy All Humans.
Destroy
that
All
got a
Humans.
remaster.
That is a very underrated game.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Harry Potter games were fun. Kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Played one.
Oh shit! Man,
Shout.
Shaolin Monks deserves a freaking remake. That game was too good. I enjoyed that.
It is fantastic. These are a lot of Xbox games they're
Yeah.
showing. Like, are they just going through the entire library at this point?
What'll be interesting to see is like
Shrek.
how do they transition to like, oh, you thought those were good, boom,
Yeah,
right?
now look at these.
That
Well,
Shrek
We're
game's
still
actually
trying to
pretty
make
expensive.
James Bond games work.
Yeah,
Oh, Battlefront. Just give me that game 100 times on my screen and I'll be happy. God, I love Battlefront 2 so much. Still do.
okay, now what?
It's the superior Battlefront 2.
I enjoy playing those OG ones.
Mm-hmm.
What a fantastic lineup of games that truly takes advantage of today's Xbox. And it doesn't stop there.
Days Xbox.
In 2006, we'll continue to market and sell Xbox consoles. By 2006, we'll have doubled the number of games on Xbox Live, and together we'll continue to sell Xbox games by the billions.
Okay.
Now, many gamers
When did they
have been
stop
asking
support
us
for
if
the
they'll be able to
original
play their favorite
Xbox? Do you guys
Xbox
know?
games on Xbox 360.
No idea.
Tonight,
Not
we are
sure,
very
but
pleased to announce
keep in mind
that
PS3 came out in
360 will be
2006.
backwards compatible with the top
Yeah,
selling
I imagine it was 2006.
Yeah, he says it'll be backwards compatible with the top selling games.
Because that was something, yeah. It's like to this day, I collect a lot of 360 and Xbox games. But for example, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, the gameplay's fine, but the menus run at half the frame rate. So he's like, you got to rush through that just to get to the game.
Yeah.
Our team has worked with passion and commitment to build the most powerful game platform in history.
That dude just behind him looks so 2005. Like the red shirt, the overalls or whatever the hell.
Worldwide business for our partners. How will we get there?
Just came back from a ska
Well, we'll start
concert.
this Christmas
Yeah.
holiday season when we launch Xbox 360 in North America, Europe, and Japan. That's right.
Here we go.
They're very excited it's being launched in Japan.
Xbox 360 will hit the stores this year as we orchestrate the industry's first 3-region console launch. We'll get there with the best launch lineup.
It's
in gaming
crazy it took till the
We'll get there by
360
making
to
games
have
more
like a
approachable for people
simultaneous
who didn't grow
launch
up
across the
with a
world
gaming
for a
controller.
console.
We'll
Yeah,
get
I
there
mean,
by
which
you
is
go
basically
back-
the standard now.
Yeah, because you go back, you'd hear, a game in Japan came out like a year before. You look at Pokemon, stuff like that.
Devices and content into your gaming experience. Working together,
So
we will
worldwide
transform
launch
thought
same
leadership
year.
into market leadership.
While he's talking, should we do some tracking one? Make sure the peeps are...
Yeah, of course. So right now on the YouTube video, we are at 1329, 1330, 1331. So if sometimes things get a little out of sync, you can just use that. 1338, 39, 40.
And Itagaki-san and Tecmo have always been at the forefront of
It's sad
delivering
though
what a
because
platform can
I do think they
deliver and what
tried,
games
but
can achieve.
the Japanese market
Ladies
just
and
never
gentlemen,
really,
Dead or Alive
took
will
care.
work exclusively
No.
on
or
Xbox
cared about that.
360.
It just PlayStation had such a strong foothold. All right, so this is Xbox 360.
All right, this was the first thing they kind of showed. Which, look, Dead or Alive, there's reasons, right? A lot of people were interested, but it is a decent technical showcase, I guess.
I mean, there is a volleyball game from this franchise that really showed off what the 360 could do.
I thought that was that an original Xbox? I don't remember.
There was a 360 version.
Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Did anybody ever play any of the DOA games?
I played, I think it was DOA 2, whichever one had like a really generic box art on the PS2.
Yeah, this was one I never touched. I had like a minute with the 3D Mortal Kombat games, and you really enjoyed like Virtua Fighter. But other than that, the 3D fighting games are just something I never really got into.
They had one on Dreamcast, right? Didn't they?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like that's the only one I ever played, and it was just like at a friend's house.
Oh, and I guess there was Soul Calibur, which Soul Calibur 2 is fantastic.
So interesting question. Like, this is technically the first look we get at a 360 game. Let's say before this, we would have like Tekken 5. We had Tekken Tag Tournament on PS2. We had those not so great Street Fighter 3D games. Like, what's your take on this from a visual standpoint? Which really is that's what they're showing here.
I mean, visually, it looks...
Did he just RKO'd him down the stairs?
Speaking of visuals, my God.
Man, he just sold that. Look at that.
I mean, visually...
Rock bottom.
What a huge step up from even just the things that they showed before this. Like, just how crisp and clean everything looks and colorful. Like, it really is a step up.
Yeah, I think they're trying to show how much you can use the environment in this game, but I'm guessing like a lot of those are just like the same cinematic cutscene, like every time you knock someone off a ledge or whatever.
Yeah. A lot of those fighting games are like that.
Another thing to consider is like widescreen, because if you notice all those trailers, the previous generation had a couple games that counted it widescreen, but this is like the first generation where this is like full-blown widescreen HD, except most of us did not have an HD TV, so we really couldn't appreciate the high definition of it.
No.
Yeah, when did you guys first get an HD TV?
I want to say like 2008, and it was a CRT HD TV that did 1080i, so it wasn't even like HD.
I got mine, I think 2008 as well.
When did the movie Condemned come out?
The movie Condemned, probably 2008. I don't know.
Was that your first HD DVD?
Yeah, it was my first Blu-ray. Yeah, so I got it 2008 because the movie came out 2007. I got it a year after.
Okay.
Yep, so 2008.
I'm trying to think. The first time I wanted HD was, I think, when I played Dead Rising 2, and the text in it was just so unbearably small. I couldn't
Oh, I remember that was a problem in Dead
it.
Rising 1 as well, because I remember playing Dead Rising
or maybe it
not
was
in
1
HD.
Then.
You couldn't
like
read
tiny.
the text. Yeah.
But one of the Dead Rising games, I decided I needed an HD TV after that.
This is a long
yeah, I was about to say, this is really
cow.
long.
I'm like, okay, people, I get it. I get it.
This is something that wasn't figured out in 2005 editing. My goodness. Everything
But
about
again,
this.
a lot of this trailer is like, how much of where's the gameplay? You know what I mean? A lot of this is just like a pre-rendered cutscene.
Well, the weird thing is they started with the gameplay and then moved to the pre-rendered cutscenes. Yeah.
But you got to care about the story. Dead or Alive is one of those games that has always been there, but I don't think I know a single person that has said my favorite 3D fighting game is Dead or Alive. It's kind of like the fifth one of those.
You know, especially in those volleyball ones, the plot is very important.
yeah, I was going to say, I think I did know someone whose favorite fighting game was Dead or Alive, and...
You didn't touch that controller, though, right?
He had his own, no question.
You're like, oh, man, that D-pad doesn't work too well.
Sticks a little.
Yeah. You guys are pretty, spot on.
I mean, first half of that trailer wasn't bad. Definitely get you pumped up.
Team Ninja has taken Dead or Alive and gaming
Oh, Jay Allard, you're so relatable with your hoodie, and suit jacket
and blazer.
partner with the best game creators in the world.
Would you wear that?
With great software.
It's a statement.
I could see someone wearing that today, but the jeans would definitely be tighter. Like, everyone's got like the
way too
loose
baggy at the bottom.
jeans. Yeah.
It begins right now.
I can't unsee that.
Yeah, look at those pants.
They were 5 sizes too large for him.
2005, folks. Cargo pants. May they not be forgotten.
25 to 40 titles in year one.
That's quite the range. Like, did they not have it locked down at that point? You know, it'll be a number between 25 and 40.
Between 1 and 100.
Yeah. Might be 25, might be 40, but not 41.
30 years ago, we saw the birth of this industry with the arrival of the first 2D games.
I'm wondering when they really go full in on the online part, because you guys brought up Halo 2. I feel like the 360 will be so different without Halo 2, just because that really was the game that people went, Xbox Live. I get it, right? But then here's the console that really maximizes that.
Because it was a thing before then. It's not like this was it was a selling feature for the 360 because it had it, but it's not like you need it because of this, because the Xbox has already taken advantage of it.
Yeah, I wonder if they tease Halo 3 in this.
Might be a little early.
I can't get over the pants.
I don't remember when Halo 2 came out. Was that 2004? Or was that 2005? I don't know.
Halo 3 was 2007, so that was probably the next year. Maybe they tease it or say like a new Halo is coming. And Halo 2 is 2004, yes.
Yeah.
November of 2004, so it'd only been out for a couple of months.
Okay, so it's still pretty fresh. Then I'm guessing, they will not mention Halo.
1 billion
I wonder if
people
they use it as a selling point. Like, hey, you can play Halo 2 on this thing too. Like, backwards compatibility. We're taking it seriously, guys.
I remember a lot of people that were on your boat, kind of like that, which is I got the 360, my first Xbox console, so you kind of go back to the, the definitive games of the previous gen. Something I don't want to overlook is he keeps talking about the HD era. I think that's what we all associate this era with like PS3, 360.
He's the backbone of the industry.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first like fully HD console, right?
We tripled the P's in this era. Almost.
Because I mean, like PS2 and GameCube had like progressive scan or whatever, but that was
those
not...
cables are super expensive now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From every market.
And it was just not worth it. I'm pretty sure I was able to do like progressive scan Guitar Hero 2 though. Wow, so fancy.
Really took advantage of those buttons flying across your screen.
Oh yeah,
The
they
fidelity
look so
of them.
crisp. They never look so good.
Man, they love to build up the thing. He's just been talking about, how do we do that? HD era, this is the future. Show the damn future, dude. Just show the damn thing. Is it that difficult?
It's somewhere in his pants. He's looking for it right now.
Oh,
Here we go.
The pants are scraping
Yeah, this
the
is
floor.
very salesy, right? Like they're talking about like goals and things like that.
Yeah, like he's talking to investors right now, without a doubt.
And I think ultimately it's like going back to what I said before. You're talking about HD, but literally nobody could see that. Even if you put out the highest quality trailer, computers, a lot of people maybe didn't have the best monitors. I knew a lot of people that still had, like the old school monitors. You didn't have HD TVs in most homes. So you can talk about this, but people can't even really see it, even if they wanted to.
It's funny how like time is a flat circle that way, because it's true today with 4K and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Now there's 8K.
Like I just got an OLED TV that does 120 hertz, and it took me 2 seconds to realize, okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
But before that, I'm just
you
like,
need to see it.
You can see
Yep.
the essence of the vision in the console itself. When we designed
Is this the first time we see the controller?
we wanted to create a physical presence that would be
I think it
truly
was in
interdimensional.
that pre-roll before.
Oh yeah, in the pre-roll. Yeah, I'm talking more about just here's an image. I freaking hate that D-pad.
It's okay.
Look at this picture.
Wow, that is
Those are
2005.
some game
Jeebus.
developers. One of them looks shockingly like Toby from The Office. It's very weird.
Simple and elegant design. A design that reflects our hopes for the medium through its brightness and its optimism. It's a
It's gonna
The
need a
guy
lot
in the
of
bottom
strong
left. Look at this.
word.
The guy's eyes in the bottom left.
Oh, I gotta look at that.
I don't know if it's gonna happen, if they're gonna show him again.
Oh god, that headset. Did you guys have that headset with the Xbox 360? That 99-cent
Yeah,
piece
it's
of
disposable.
plastic trash that came with it.
Hey, that's a big thing. Yeah, and we'll be talking about that in the Legacy episode. It's like, even though you did have wireless controllers on the PS2, like the Logitech one, this is one that says, no, this is like with the console.
This is wireless. Like it is
Yeah.
going to eat your batteries, but
With batteries.
The great thing about Xbox 360
but
Which game is that? Is that like
this Cameo?
Camo? Yeah.
when you launch the user interface.
Oh, the
for
blades.
HDR, it's an interface that's clean.
That's something we got to talk about in
Yeah.
the actual episode 1, which is how significant it was that you don't just press pause. It's, hey, here's an interface within the game. Within the game, guys.
Gamer card. Today, everybody in Xbox Live has a friends list.
It's
and a
crazy.
gamepad.
This really was a huge
This time,
step
we're gonna take it
forward.
to the next level with new features like the gamer
Beat
card.
him and win a customized
people,
360 Facebook.
I don't know, people love this UI, but it definitely looks
Your
dated.
gamer score, the
Looks
zone you
real
like to play
dated.
in and your
Which
To a
zone
degree.
would you be in?
With zones, you're going to be able to match up with
I'd be,
players. The style of play
hardcore.
matches up with yours. So whether you're in the
Yeah.
family zone,
Okay.
In the hardcore zone.
I'm curious how much that was used. The zone system.
It was dumb. It was very dumb.
I
I
had
don't
a
even know
couple
that was
friends.
like I never even knew that existed.
I had a couple of friends that would just tell me it'd be like a nice way to say like, "Oh, I'm the pro gamer, so look at you," and the other zone. It's just like for additional hate online.
Yeah, it's for when you send somebody an Xbox message and be like, "Get out of the pro zone, you dumb noob."
And leave me messages in the integrated message.
This is still just freaking huge, though, because, I mean, the three of us, we played a lot of PS2 online, and whenever you bought a game, you would have to immediately go online to try to separate the nickname, right? But here it's like, no, if you just get it, Xbox
That's
Live.
your name.
Yep.
And then 7 years later, you still have that name, and you regret it for every second.
Luckily, unlike PS3, you could actually change it here by paying.
Yeah.
PS3, it's like kind of, not great.
It's insane it took that long.
With Xbox 360, Live is going to offer something.
How do you guys feel about that process? Kind of like it's normal now with Spotify, where I can see, what you're listening to if you want. Here it's, hey, I can see that Keith is playing cameo elements of Power. Is that something you cared about as a kid, or especially here in 05?
I thought it was cool at the time, and I still honestly like it now to see, like, oh, who's on, what are they playing? Like, I see that on the Switch all the time.
Yeah, it's a cool little thing. I've never gone like, oh, Ryan's playing Halo, I want to join him playing Halo. But it's nice to see, like, oh, okay, he's checking out Halo. That's cool.
With features and services like
So that's another thing, the division between silver and gold and paid online, right? We just came from the PS2 where even though the online wasn't great, you didn't have to think about paying that. And especially I came from the PC side, so the idea of paying for online gaming was kind of ridiculous.
I've never had a problem with it just because they didn't have issues with it. Like, yes, there was a lot of issues with the console, but Xbox Live has always worked seamlessly. So it's always like I've never had an issue paying for it.
That's true.
Like other online services.
Just as a quick catch-up, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. No, 28, 22. 28, 25, 28, 26. Never mind previous one. I can't count people. I can't read. Okay, look at Striker. Look at Striker in the underground zone.
Yeah, Striker is the definition of underground.
What do you
Real
expect
men wear kilts
and
goodness. Play Project Gotham Racing.
Before he mixes it up online with the best of the best.
Just like the combination of the avatar, the name, and the zone. Wow.
That is
for gamers like Striker.
Striker was
it suits the Xbox 360.
Yeah, Striker was the building blocks that Mountain Dew was built upon. Mountain Dew and Doritos.
That is true.
To battle online.
Again, it's a pretty wordy monologue we have again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show a little blurb of what you actually want to see, and then it's just like go and go. But to play devil's advocate, this is so different, right? Like, if in 05, I never thought I would use these features, so I can kind of see maybe why they would try to build it up.
Oh, there's the guy in the bottom left.
That dude
looks
hasn't
like he's
slept in 3
Yeah.
days.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's Striker right there.
Yeah.
He's in the underground right now.
I need to get back to the underground. Where's Velocity Girl?
Only 2 stars. Only 2 stars compared to the 3
Velocity Girl made angry. Downed her rep.
Yeah.
Needs to get out of the R&R zone.
I really wonder.
They're lucky it's 2005 and they can't get canceled yet.
Yeah. What was their real intention behind the rep? I guess it's kind of like the disconnect thing, which even to this day we still debate. But like, how do you feel about having a rep tied to your nickname? Like, talk about peer pressure.
I think it's just naiveness that led to that. They didn't know how much of a trash fire it would become.
It's like, oh, if you get to 0 stars, they don't let you in games anymore.
Bejeweled. Heck's sake, I mean, that came with every 360 console, right?
I believe so. Along with Perfect Dark Zero. What a disappointment.
Okay, this is maybe the biggest thing in this generation. And I think we'll once again talk about in the legacy thing is the fact that even today we're still, digital versus physical. Here it is as far as like
this
demos.
was the start of it.
Yeah.
No, I love this old UI that they're showing off here, but the Xbox Live Marketplace is the thing that benefited the most from that redesign they did midway through the console's life cycle. Like, that's really when they started taking it seriously.
So they're not saying at this point in time full game downloads yet. I think they're just saying demos and trailers and DLC.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Not even
think about the
DLC
fact.
yet either.
Yeah, I don't think the hard drive space is big enough yet at this point.
And not
Because-
just that, but the concept of DLC is so weird at this point, right? Let alone
Yeah.
It didn't
downloading
exist.
the full game.
Like, the first downloadable content was horse armor in Oblivion, and that didn't come for a while still. So it was just demos and themes and Velocity
Was it
Girls
really? Was the
t-shirt.
horse armor really the first
I'm pretty
thing?
sure it's... Hold on. All right, back to Google. The first DLC.
Like, I find it crazy that original Xbox didn't have something for DLC.
Because some of the games did have.
Because there was expansion packs, if
Yeah.
you count those, like Baldur's Gate or StarCraft Brood War. Like, that's kind of DLC because you needed the original game
Well,
to
yeah,
play
I mean,
it.
I don't count PC, but
Yeah, like Age of Empires, you would have, the Conquerors and all that.
yeah.
So it's not like the concept was new, but for consoles,
Yeah,
you
no,
usually got
I'm
the
still
sequel.
curious, like, console-wise, like, what was the first time, like, even if, like, for Xbox original, you had to get, like, a disc to
Yeah,
download,
like, for
because it
example,
had a hard
SOCOM
drive,
3,
right?
SOCOM 3, if you had the hard drive, you could download additional maps. And I remember doing that on the
Okay.
PS2.
Because it works with everything.
But it wasn't seen as DLC. It's kind of like they were patching, right? They were adding
Yeah.
some
And
stuff.
not
It's
many people were getting the PS2 hard drive at that
Yeah.
point. Or ever.
I bought it for SOCOM 3. One forced me to.
Oh my
Look
goodness!
at
this
those
image.
iPods.
Wow.
The PSP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, they just showed a PSP.
Yeah.
This is at Microsoft.
Console was over.
What was the name of their MP3 player?
The Zune.
God,
The Zune.
The Zune, that's it.
I had one. It was actually damn good.
Is the ultimate digital entertainment amplifier for
Wow,
all
that
these
picture.
experiences.
See, these are the reasons that I love watching old conferences. You see an image like that, it's like, damn.
Movies in your library look more spectacular than ever before.
Windows
And remember,
XP.
it's going to keep you connected.
I miss XP. Good memories with
Lets
that.
you show up on your big screen TV.
I had a conversation
photos
about
in your
Windows
living
XP
room.
the other day.
Or
It
Yeah.
was a great OS. I don't remember why it came up, but
when he's not playing games, Beat Builder's going to use this digital amplifier.
So
to open
it's
the
been
door to
how
incredible
long
new
since they've showed us a game?
It's been a while.
a while.
See, you look at
Oh,
this,
here's the
though.
Wow.
oh god,
There was
we
Napster.
gotta keep talking over this part.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Three doors down.
Three doors
Three doors
down.
down.
Okay, I found
Okay.
information.
to life.
The Dreamcast was the first console to feature online support. Standard DLC available through limited size due to narrowband connection. And I'm just going to
Napster.
keep talking.
They're showing a Napster logo. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
we cannot stop talking during this segment just
Nope.
in case.
We're gonna have
hey,
to
they
just mute
have
this
the
part,
movie
people.
In case
Dodgeball
Three Doors
showing.
Down comes to hunt
and
us
there's-
down personally. They just have like a pirated copy of Terminator 2
Terminator
on
2.
here.
Yeah, wait a minute. Wait
Yeah.
a minute. We gotta have
Hey.
a conversation. We
Yeah,
we
if
definitely
that
can't show
was on
this part.
somebody's computer. No, like,
Hey,
like, let's
Speaking
work
of
through
Terminator
this for a
2, you
second.
could go back into the archives and
Yeah.
check that
Super
out.
Bowl. Okay, we
Yeah,
definitely
hey,
can't show
this is a
that.
good Super Bowl. The Patriots won this Super Bowl, so I'm perfectly happy
Oh,
saying
and
this.
Strikers
But
like,
the
no,
other-
you can't
Yeah.
watch this. It's time to get. You need to step into
wait.
the underground zone.
Why are they showing the Panthers scoring a touchdown? We won this game.
I want to go back to the boxes they showed before. That was actually pretty modern, like how they showed radio and all that. That's not too far from like
Yeah.
the Netflix UIs and all that now.
No, not at all. I mean, it's kind of still the Nintendo Switch UI. The boxes in the the grid when you go to the all games section.
I feel like they made that segment for the express purpose of trying to give us a copyright strike.
Yeah, it's like, hey, these guys go back in time.
It's like, oh, you don't like this music? Here's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Three doors
here's an
down.
NFL here's an NFL football game. They take down everything.
But if I understood that correctly, what they were showing, like that was connecting to your PC, and that's really cool. Like, that was
It's really all
the
about
first
appealing
console
to
Yeah.
to do that, because the
potentialist
PS2,
medium
like, could
by
play
working together
DVDs
to
and
reach a billion
CDs and
people.
stuff, but
And I
you couldn't
promise
pull
you,
your
we thought
pirated
about
copy of
everyone,
Terminator
and we've
2
got 'em
from
all
your computer.
Was that what they were implying there?
I think so, because they were talking about Windows XP and stuff.
And Microsoft request. This sketch, dude, that sketch was so good. It was so sketchy.
Yeah.
Billionaire software moguls attempting to be funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of
so
easy.
the
These
sketch was
markets
so
have
bad that they
found
cut it out.
sewn up.
Of their own press
Well,
conference?
Bill's right, of course. Without amazing
Wow.
We
Well,
need to
people-
find that. What is that? Hold
We've
on.
got unbelievable technology, and this unbelievable technology is going to light up the imagination of creators and knock the
So
socks
far,
off of
game-wise, we have
customers.
only seen Dead or Alive 2.
But
Dead or
Steve
Alive
is
4,
right, too.
right?
Yeah.
As far as
There's a lot more
360.
to it
From
than
the
pure
new
computing
from the
power.
360, yeah.
Yeah.
With XNA, we're going to satisfy the needs of game creators.
Which
to make
it
sure
makes
that they have
sense.
the best in
They have
software
definitely
and best in
prioritized a lot
tools
more
so
media
that you
stuff,
get the
which
best
they
in
would
games.
double down on the
We're also
Xbox
gonna form
One.
new
So you can
partnerships
see
to
here,
really bring
their
true
intention was
potential
maybe
of HDR
never
home.
really gaming
And we're
as much
thinking
as it
about
was
customers
Media
more
Center
broadly
with a
than
little
ever
gaming
before.
sprinkled on the
So
side.
together, Steve and Bill are both right. because
They've
we've
they've
combined
been
the
trying
hardware,
forever to
the
be like
software,
the
and
all
world-class
entertainment
service
box
to
for your
create the
your
most
living
powerful
room.
games platform
Man, that guy
Yeah,
needs some
I mean,
serious
they're
sleep.
saying like, oh, the
It's a
player, the
platform
gamer
that
is like
delivers
the
power
center
and
of
elegance in a
everything
perfect
or whatever
balance.
on this,
It's a
and that's why they called it
platform we've been
360. But
refining it for
I think
years.
it's just the
It's a
audience of this
platform that
conference,
no
not
other
necessarily
company
like the
in
audience
this
of the
industry
console.
can even
Like this
try to
conference
match.
is for media and, like you guys said, investors more so than when E3 is kind of transformed into this thing where it's more about the the consumer is viewing it.
But that's such a smart angle for Microsoft to take, because they are the computer company as well. So it's really smart for them to hook it up to a PC. I can't find anything online about that cut skit. I need
I
to know
doubt
what it
it's
is.
worth ever viewing. It's lost media.
Yeah.
You can change the look
No.
People didn't back up all that stuff that
I
much.
need to know what it, if you're listening and you know what that is, please send Quest Rewind on social media. I need to know.
Man, Faceplates was... I can understand why they maybe stopped doing it. They want to have stuff be more uniform, but the concept itself, I mean, we saw it with like the DS, 3DS. Nintendo has historically supported, diverse consoles like colors and all that stuff. But I thought it was cool, and it's a shame they didn't carry on with that stuff.
It's a cool collector's thing, and yeah, I'm shocked it never really took off.
Please welcome me in introducing Mr.
Will there be...
What the hell is
Oh
that?
my god. Will there be a celebrity appearance?
There is right now, Peter Moore.
Yeah, like the best celebrity.
Ugh.
Over-promising, under-delivering. No?
That's the Moore style.
Thank you, Jay. So to begin to understand the promise of the future of video games, think about
Stop promising things, just give it to us, dude.
Yeah. It's been a lot of promises so far.
There's that place that you can sometimes reach on a long run where you achieve a kind of...
What I would love is, I don't think there's like an E3.
It's been
I mean,
called
there's
the
like
Zen of running.
Japanese events for Super Nintendo and all that. I would like to see which was like the first more modern-esque console reveal that is documented on video. I really don't know that.
To create worlds that are beyond real.
Yeah, because this is the generation where it shifted, so from that, it leads me to believe that I think the first one is probably the Wii U, right? Because it was the half step, or
and you become completely immersed in the game itself.
yeah, it would have to be the Wii U, because it was kind of the half step between the two generations, right? So the PS4 and the Xbox One came along after this.
It becomes
Yeah, exactly.
the gateway.
Yeah, because I've seen reveals of like the PS1, so we have those ones, but really those are still going back to PowerPoint presentations.
Yeah.
In the world of game development have access to the ideal canvas.
Okay, so it does seem like now we're going to switch over. So we are 40, 30, 40, 31, 40, 32, 40, 33, 40, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Just to make sure we are good on time. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Is this
Final
like Blue
Fantasy.
Dragon or something? Oh, Lost Odyssey.
Lost
Right.
Odyssey.
I never played
This
this
is a game that I know nothing about.
I didn't even know it existed.
Sad part is, did I buy it recently?
You probably did.
Let's see.
Seems like a thing that you would own.
I'm looking right now. I don't
Dreams
think so.
that reveal the memories of 1,000 years. We have seen too much death. Character design.
I mean, this is a good example of you take a recognized company, right? This is where a lot of people will be going like, oh, here we go. What's the next generation? I know it's not Final Fantasy, but, you know, it scratches that itch. You got, you know, the music from Nobuo Uematsu, who's freaking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there is a segment of audience that I am sure was absolutely stoked at what they were seeing.
Ryan, you've never really been, like, aside from Pokemon, big into, like, turn-based RPGs and all that, right?
That would be correct. I've never beaten a Final Fantasy game in my life. This seems obviously like it's a very early in development type of game.
Yeah, you notice they
Based on
haven't
this?
shown any gameplay yet.
Yeah.
In
That's the
like
biggest
some
problem.
in-engine stuff, but no gameplay. That
now we
may
get-
or may not be one of the 25 to 40 games showing up that year.
It's really a lot to ask for any
Yeah, let's hope we don't get another
To
20
ensure
minutes
that
of
the next
dialogue.
generation delivers, every game is built on what we call essentials.
Ooh.
A foundation of
Okay, what are the
requirements
foundations?
every
Let's hear
title
this.
must have before it can ship on the Xbox 360 platform.
I'm really
These
curious about
essentials
this.
include a minimum of 720p high-definition resolution to provide gamers with jaw-dropping visual clarity and
I
fidelity.
mean, sure.
Many developers are already working on games in 1080i.
Oh,
1080i.
1080i.
Ooh.
Designed for high-definition widescreen television.
16 by
and
9.
will support 16 by 9 aspect ratio to
I mean,
expand
anti-aliasing,
the storytelling canvas.
some of them
Let me
did,
just
but
state very clearly,
yeah.
these games will also look
I mean,
amazing on
in
standard
2005,
definition
what did
TVs.
anti-aliasing
In addition,
actually
Xbox
mean?
360 will provide anti-aliasing that gets rid of what we all call the jaggies. Well, you know what? With Xbox 360,
I had a case of the Jaggies the other day. Wasn't
Okay,
good.
shut up, dude. Shut up. Come on. The age of the Jaggies is over.
Yeah, that
Go
is a
screw
lie.
yourself.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
It was a lot better, but let's be honest here.
Xbox 360 games will offer a minimum.
Yeah,
of
he said all the
5.1
games would
multi-channel
look
sound,
great on your
so
standard
you can hear
definition
the thunder
TV.
of cars as they
Clearly,
roar down the
he didn't
track
play Dead
and
Rising.
hear the rustle
Yeah.
of leaves
Well, they
behind
didn't
you
have
in
the
breeze.
Jaggies. They just had the Smallies in the
So many
Texties.
people thought Project Gotham
And
Racing 2
Texties. Texties.
was one of the best racing games ever to appear on Xbox.
There's an X in there.
There's no doubt that
Yes,
certainly
very
was one of the most
important
innovative when it
X.
came to enhancing the racing
It's been long enough
experience
since they've
on
shown
Xbox
because
Live.
usually
GTR3
racing
will
games and
immerse you in
sports
racing
games are
like
like
never
the
The
thing you
first
show.
thing.
Velocity-based
Yeah.
motion that delivers
Because the
the
cars
feeling
always look
of being
good.
on the
And
edge of
Triple
What,
H's
what
hair.
does the sweat look like exactly? How real does Triple H's hair look? That's how you know what generation you're in.
I don't know. With the way WWE games are nowadays, you may
yeah.
not
well,
know
it
what
does-
generation.
It doesn't work anymore because Triple H
His
cut
hair
his hair.
short. Yeah, unless they put in 2000s Triple H.
No, he's just Kratos.
That is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
See, now I'm curious about this because I remember looking at Project Gotham Racing 3 and being like, whoa, that looks amazing.
So this is before they could show off Forza.
Yeah, Forza wasn't a thing for a couple
Yeah.
of years till after this. When did Forza come out?
Oh, yeah, look at this. We were in a tunnel. Still no gameplay. Even though I remember looking at this game, especially in GamePro magazines and all that, and yeah, it's like there's a reason you put out racing games.
Oh,
Not just because they're
wow.
fun, but they're impressive.
I was totally wrong. Forza Motorsport 1 was an Xbox game.
Xbox game, yeah.
Ah,
So it came out in 2005.
But it wasn't Forza yet, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
right? It was
Yeah,
a
Forza
racing
2
game.
didn't come out till 2007. I remember
Yeah.
Forza 2 being the thing.
So how important is
And it
spectator
became like Xbox's favorite thing to show off its
Yep.
graphics, basically.
Well, they kind of dumped Project Gotham Racing for its new girlfriend in Forza.
to sign up for a head-to-head 30-race competition?
And then it became Horizon, which, by the way, Horizon 5 is so good.
World champion.
Oh my god, it's so
But it
good.
was like, even what they showed right there with the cars, like, that looks great. Like, I feel like, oh, if you could just have cars with, like, cool reflective lighting, it, no matter what, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has no bearing on what the console's actually going to look like for most
Yep.
games, you know?
It's all about those puddles, those wet
yeah,
streaks, and how
exactly.
they
It's
look.
like any mod. You're like, oh, Vice
Just
City
rub
mod.
Vaseline on everything,
Yeah,
and
you
people
just,
are impressed.
and put a bunch of reflective puddles on the streets, and all of a sudden it looks incredible.
Ubisoft
And
the
the
future
thing
of
is, a lot of people usually say, "Oh, other games don't look like that." Yes, because there are no people. If you stop your car and look at the backgrounds, usually they're not too great. Like racing games are great at creating this illusion of it looks amazing, but if you really stop and look, there's a lot of shortcomings to get that.
The worst
to
Oh
look
yeah,
thing
because
you can
most
do
of
in
the
a racing
background
game is
details look
pause it.
amazing because you're never going to see them up close, so that you
Yep.
can.
That's
Yeah, it doesn't
exactly it.
have to
Like,
be
remember
insane.
when there was that photo mode in games, but it didn't really, like, hang? Like, so it'd just be this beautiful picture of a car and, like, cardboard cutout people all around it.
This became Advanced
This
Warfighter,
takes place in
right?
2013.
Yeah, in the future.
Yes.
Said in 2013 they unveil a new breed of soldier.
I remember
I'm
being
pretty
blown
sure
away
this
by
did
this game.
become Graw. Yeah. Graw's awesome.
This was the first game that made me go, okay, like this is different, right? For
Well, this
somebody
is,
that
like,
came with
right
Soap
up your
from
alley,
SOCOM.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
like... One day on this podcast, I'll make you share your SOCOM story.
Oh yeah, of course.
You bullied me in SOCOM.
That was something that it's a cool idea. The little camera on the upper left. In practice, it's kind of like whatever, but it was like, oh
Yeah.
man, I can see something else, even though it was like kind of animated.
I mean, that's what Advanced Warfare looks like.
What do you think of this, Ryan? I know you're not like the shooter type of guy, but this
I
is
was
like a
like,
first
the
impression.
guy, he didn't really do anything. The character didn't do anything in that trailer.
He was afraid.
He
I
just
mean, if
kind
they
of was
showed
chilling.
a gunfight, it would light on fire the technology they were using to develop it. That's all they could get out of a tech demo.
And this is
Yep.
where the talented team at Visual Concepts always shines. They have consistently pushed the boundaries of realism.
Visual
in sports video
Concepts.
games.
Didn't they do?
Tonight,
Did they work with
it gives me great
WWE on a
pleasure
game?
to
I
give
feel
you
like
their
they
look
did.
at NBA
Sounds
2K6.
familiar.
Let me Google.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, because they're with
they
2K.
are the current
That
ones.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the ones that are manning it now for WWE 2K22.
Yes.
Got the reflective basketball court. It
Dude,
looks
this-
so
Number
good.
This is
one
the
rated
future.
hoops sim.
You can see your face on the floor. It's amazing.
So it said the number one, right? Like, at this point, was there NBA Live and NBA 2K? Like, is that where they throwing shade at the other one?
Yeah, because this is before the licenses were bought out and all that stuff. I remember that was big. Like even on Dreamcast, the NBA games were some of the best. And I didn't even really watch NBA, but I was a big fan of the games.
That was me in football. I
Oh,
love
look, 3D crowd. 3D crowd's a big deal.
What's up with that shirt? It weighs
Yeah,
like
that
80
jersey.
pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. NBA 2K6.
That did not end up being the name, though, right?
This past
I don't
weekend,
recall
look.
that.
shared with
I
you
I've
think
got, like,
NBA
15
2K.
excited about.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
2K6?
One of Rare's premier titles for the launch
Yeah,
window,
NBA
Perfect
2K6.
Yeah.
Dark Zero,
It was? Okay.
a game that will redefine the multiplayer first-person shooter genre. This next title from Rare represents an important leap forward.
Oh.
in game
Remember
development.
that Perfect
Oh.
Dark Zero, the
Dynamic
game that will
puzzles,
redefine the
immersive
first-person
combat,
shooter
enormous
genre.
environments,
In person, not
innovative
person shooter.
storytelling,
That's a very different
and
type of game.
really,
Yeah,
really,
well,
really
that's hard to
fun
say.
gameplay. Let's look at a title that will feed
See?
the hardcore
Even he can't do it.
Is this Gears of War?
to the
Or what
broader
is?
gaming
No, I think
audience.
this is Perfect Dark Zero.
Perfect Dark Zero.
Oh, LOL.
That
What?
is not Perfect Dark Zero.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, what you talking about?
Is this Cameo?
Oh yeah, because Cameo was rare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Holds the power to save
If she shows up in another game, is that a cameo appearance? There, I
Yes,
just had to say that.
that's exactly what it is.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
hate
sorry.
you, but that's accurate. Yeah.
warriors hidden inside the body of one. Only you can unleash them.
Only on you can unleash Cameo one. How does that make you feel?
Kind of dizzy because these frame rates are not keeping up with what they're showing.
This looks like Dollar General Warcraft 3 right now in this footage.
Yeah. I've always thought Cameo looked like it's like the in between the Xbox and the Xbox 360.
Did you ever
Like,
play
it's
that,
a-
Ryan?
No, but like
on the
friend of the
replay.
show, Chris has played through it.
Earlier
So.
I said that
Okay.
sound is more important
That didn't
He
look
said it
good.
was pretty good.
I'm just gonna say that looked muddy and.
But this is
Yeah.
when Rare fell off.
Take sound
Okay.
to new heights in Call of Duty 2.
They went from rare
The
to
sequel
common.
to
Oh,
the 2003
Oh,
Game
Call
the
of
Year.
Duty.
Call of Duty
Before-
2.
Call of Duty 2 uses
Before
artificial
the
intelligence
real
in its
Call of Duty.
battle chatter system.
No, Call of
Before
Duty.
it's-
No, I won't accept
mean,
that
before
shade of
its
Call of Duty
current-
2.
And it's surrounded
Call of
Before its
Duty
current
2
identity.
rules. Yeah, that's fair. This was still the World War II era, even though it's kind of back where we are now.
Whistles past your head.
But Call of Duty
Yeah,
2 ruled.
I don't know if I played Call of Duty 2, but I know I did play the original Call of
I
Duty.
love both.
Mm-hmm.
I played it on PC, but still.
Really, all of them were good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Call of Duty is like, for all the hate they get, it's really hard to pick and just like a bad. And I know people bring up Ghost or something, but just bad is like mechanically broken and all that. Call of Duty is like the safest game you can pick up. Just play
there's a
any of
difference
them.
between broken and uninspired,
Yeah.
right? Like I would argue that something like Ghost is uninspired, but
Exactly.
it's still a good playing game. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss this era, like the Call of Duty versus
Medal of Honor.
Yeah, exactly.
A light assault, baby. Yeah.
I love that.
Before it
Light
just
Assault.
became like space jumping and shooting like
Yeah.
360 no scopes.
Before the days of perks.
I will say this trailer, generally speaking, you can tell it's more actual gameplay graphics and all that, but it definitely looks like a transitional game. I mean, Cameo, even though it looked muddy, I think like the shininess was a little better, but this is like dull. Oof, that frame rate was really bad. Okay, that's really bad.
Great game, not a
All of
great
the
case.
yeah.
Because I do think Call of Duty 2 was an Xbox One game as well.
I believe so. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of games like Gun also came out for OG Xbox and 360. You had the SmackDown game. Was it 2007 or something?
Believe it or not, it wasn't. According to my quick Google search, it was a PC and only Xbox 360 game.
Okay.
How about a brand new, full-featured,
Wow.
next-generation role-playing game in the launch window?
Which game is this?
Was one of the
Oh,
best-selling
Morrowind.
Wow,
games
Morrowind.
Okay.
on the
Okay.
Xbox. The sequel to this incredible game is called Elder Scrolls 4: Oblivion.
Oblivion.
This is to feature one of the largest
Right,
open-ended
because
worlds
Morrowind was
ever
an
created for a
Xbox
video
Xbox
game.
game.
original game,
It
yeah.
also includes thousands of characters.
See, this I'm
that are
really,
governed
because
by
I know you and I, at least, Keith, spent
These
countless
characters
hours with this game, so I'm
each
curious to see what was the first impression. I've never
Yeah,
seen the
but
reveal
like-
for Oblivion.
and they make
The
their own
release of
choices based
Oblivion
on
was
what's
a
going on
nightmare.
in the
Like it's a very, very
Welcome to the
glitchy
world
game.
of Oblivion.
I
Did you
can't
ever play any
imagine.
of those games, Ryan?
I've played Skyrim, obviously, but I did not play Oblivion.
I mean, that looks like Oblivion.
Yeah, it says blurry as I remember.
Yup.
Oblivion was always just like this game that you were playing. You got motion sickness out of how blurry it looked.
But a darkness comes.
Jeebus. the bloom effect is real.
No kidding.
These are the closing
Probably where most of the
Yeah, oh my
processing power
God.
came from.
You know how you sometimes think game graphics have not progressed too much, then we look at this event and all that, and you think, yes, actually, yes, they have.
Yeah,
I mean, granted that this is early. This is early generation. By the end of the PS3 and 360 generation, games looked a lot
think
better
about
than
Gears.
this.
You know, or even compare Oblivion to Skyrim.
True. Yeah.
Same generation, just worlds apart.
I was gonna say, yeah, we have a game like this, and then the end of the generation, we have games like The Last of Us, which look much, much better than this.
You know what would be cool?
And an open world game is always going to look a little bit worse, just because of the amount of assets and stuff.
But I wanted to say, you know how on the N64 we covered year one, it would be interesting if we did a series of episodes that are like sharp contrast, like first year to last year of a console or something. Because, you think about Oblivion and Skyrim, and for somebody that grew up now, you could convince them they were two different generations.
Yeah,
which they 100%. Are, because Skyrim keeps coming up. But
yeah.
I mean,
Skyrim's in every
like three
generation.
generations at this point.
In the launch window. That's what Bethesda and 2K Games are delivering, and it's going to be stunning. I'm talking about stunning.
Not enough tower guards stopping you in the street, or
here
Imperial
we go.
guards.
Exclusively for Microsoft Game Studios.
See, now this one I'm really curious to see, because...
Is it the Mad World trailer?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Probably not.
Get ready to talk if it is.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, Gears 1 is... That game popularized the whole, holy crap, everything is brown, dark brown. There's like two color palettes in a game. So I mean, I'm curious to see how this looks.
It was at the forefront of the Dorito era. Like, you got guns with chainsaws. Let's go, era. Bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not the Mad World trailer.
No, I'm pretty sure I've seen this at some point. It's just like pre-rendered.
They ultimately did what they do best.
That being said, though, you look at the Call of Duty 2 trailer and you look at this, and
this looks way better.
Yeah. They don't look like the same generation at all. At all. That's one thing I've always wondered, is how much do developers from different companies share information, and I guess it's not much, right? Because, you show this in the same conference, and this is shown after Call of Duty 2, right? So you just saw one thing, you look at this like, holy crap, this is the new game.
Yeah, I can see why there was so much hype, because this looks like the most next-gen game we've seen.
Yeah, I think it is worth noting that this game didn't come out till it was November 7th, 2006. So,
yeah.
It was still a ways off at this point.
I always just find it funny, the proportions of like the characters in
armor.
Gears of War, the small head and the bulky ass body. Like.
And that really came from Unreal. Like, Gears of War is Unreal Tournament turned into like its own game.
Yeah.
That being said, nowadays that would have been a big reveal, but they kind of just threw Gears of War out there like it's nothing, right? Here's another game. No, that's one of your... That's a staple in the damn generation.
We haven't gotten any world premieres here yet.
Yeah. Quick update. We are 59, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38.
Oh, EA game. They're hyping up EA games right now.
Remember when people did not hate EA? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Please welcome.
Okay, they didn't get an applause for EA.
This is
okay. So nowadays, the president of EA walks out. There is no applause.
They need like the
He's in a bulletproof container. Yeah.
I'm here to tell you about some of the great titles our teams are creating for Xbox 360.
2000.
Interesting too that EA goes after Gears of War. Like, you would, if this happened in 2021, like Gears of War would close the show.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're gonna go from Gears to Madden probably.
I love the worldwide campaign.
EA still had some semblance of goodwill at this point.
I'm thinking 2006 EA, because obviously it is 2005 conference, but a lot of it is for something like next year. What was
want to introduce
E3
you
2000.
to Backpack Guy.
Wait, what? Wait, this is the father of Backpack Kid? This is the dad to Backpack Kid.
He's got another briefcase or messenger pack
Is he got
from
another
the future.
360 in there?
It's AJ Styles, but bigger.
Yes, your name's not Kim, right? Okay.
No.
This is awkward. He doesn't know what to say.
This is like if Kevin Nash and AJ Styles fused together or something.
He does not. Nobody told him what to do.
Yeah.
A few new ideas for Xbox 360.
I see the Godfather in
Yeah,
there.
Godfather.
Man, do you play games?
Yeah.
Would you own a console?
Yeah.
I got the Xbox. What else?
Okay. What's your favorite game?
Wait,
Mad.
Okay.
wow. Wow. Football player, Madden.
It's nice to know that these were still insanely awkward back
Is
then.
this like an NFL player? I just don't know who it is.
Yeah, he said he was an Oakland Raider. Something.
Oh,
something.
okay.
We will have a brand new Xbox 360 delivered to your house that morning.
Tell you what, I'll hold
Okay.
the deal.
All right, give a guy in the NFL a free system.
Yeah.
How generous.
They are struggling right now.
Yeah.
Robert Gallery.
Oh, Robert. Okay.
You know, he's struggling so much he kept the bag. Didn't
Yeah.
even bother.
Wow. Is he just freaking huge or what? I mean,
He has your home address.
Does that count as a celebrity appearance? I don't know.
I don't
I mean,
know.
it wasn't The Rock, but
They're good to know that they've stayed just as awkward as
I know.
they're just as
every
awkward
time.
then as they are now.
They kept the brief, though. They kept the brief. Because usually celebrity stuff or anything like that, they would keep that going for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
the best celebrity appearance at one of these? Is it Keanu Reeves for the Cyberpunk thing?
What about The Rock introducing the original Xbox?
That's
How do you beat
that's
that?
pretty
Yeah.
good too.
EA team's up there somewhere, I sense.
The titles include Need for Speed, Most Wanted,
Ooh, no,
Oh,
Most
what a
Wanted, that
great
was a
game.
freaking good game. Yeah.
Oh
The
God.
Godfather,
I never played that one.
Nicole loves that, my wife.
FIFA. Then
yeah.
now forever.
NBA Live,
Well, there's live.
He looks
Tiger Woods
constipated.
PGA Tour,
You know, I just
Tiger
oh God,
Woods.
I loved Tiger Woods. I love the fact that 20 minutes ago 2K ran a trailer saying like we're the better basketball game, and then the president of EA is on stage. Like, did
Yep.
nobody vet
and
that?
depth of EA support. We have a montage of imagery captured from 6 titles.
A montage of
followed by
imagery.
gameplay captured
We couldn't do
from Need for Speed,
videos.
Most
Can you
Wanted.
imagine you just went to school the next day? Keith, did you see that montage of imagery from the game show?
Oh my God, I love that screenshot.
Hey, that's not
Here's-
imagery.
Yeah, I mean,
What is that? What is that? It did not look good at all.
Yeah, that
Why did they
doesn't
show
look
that
great.
twice?
That
None
looked
of
glitchy.
the okay. I was gonna say none of this was gameplay footage until just this moment.
Most Wanted's a freaking good man.
Oh,
Yeah.
and we have some
Yeah.
music playing, so we'll just keep talking.
Look, we're just gonna have to
okay,
do
this is
then. Let's
definitely
even-
not gameplay of Madden right here.
no, that is
We have just some
looks way
some-
too good.
Yeah, 2K. 2K
bodies look
already
so
looks
lanky.
better. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't put the second best basketball game on the market in front of that one.
No, they're
Also,
number
this
one. we're
music
number
choice
8.
is
What-
not
Yeah.
great. I'm gonna
Why does
kick
it look
the
like
football
crap?
Dude, that
into
guy
the
looked like a
goal.
vampire. That yeah, God.
He has no skin texture. It's just like white.
Yeah.
He looks like he hasn't eaten in like a week.
And then Madden is all CG.
Madden still does. Yes, Madden still does not have gameplay footage. I believe at this point, this is when Madden had the license. Like there was
okay.
no more.
Yeah,
No more
yeah,
like
they
2K.
had the football law.
I think
'cause-
2K5. Yeah, NFL
but they still did
2K5 was the
NCAA
last
for
time.
a couple of years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but they didn't like pay
That
the
was
players
EA
or anything like that, right?
yeah. But I'm saying as far as
Didn't
as far
2K
as
have
NFL
a college
goes,
football game though? Or am I thinking
Maybe?
of something else?
Not sure. You know, something that I would love to do in the future is like maybe like a micro series, but take something like Need for Speed, just take one series and not maybe even play it to completion, but just cover 3 generations of a game. Like, there's Need for Speed on the PS1, and then there's PS2, then there's this generation, and each one is just so different. I mean, look at the color palette in this. This is the Gears of War, like gray
era. Yeah.
Like as impressive as this looks, it also looks dull. But 2005 Juan would have looked at this and said, "This is amazing." So
I appreciate this game because it set the tone for Underground, which is one of my favorite racing games ever. So I appreciate it for that.
Oh, but Underground came out before this because Underground was Xbox.
Was it?
Yeah, Underground was Xbox.
Yeah, OG Xbox.
Yeah, you gotta flip that stuff. Yeah. Underground 1 and 2.
There was already Underground 2.
I actually have both on the Xbox.
I used to have both.
Okay, maybe I hate this game.
It's because it went away from Underground.
Yeah, it went away, and it's just grayer and worse.
I love how you just went like the complete flip.
EA is 100% committed to a successful launch of Xbox 360.
He looks so bored. This is pretty good. For
it's like, guys, I got a tea time in 45 minutes. Let's get this over with.
He looks like he's shrugging the whole time.
I don't know why this guy reminds me of Mr. Beast, but he just does.
Wow. I kind of see that.
He's just like Mr. Beast's boring dad.
So I think you can see why we're
So we have another catch up here. 1 hour, 7 minutes, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
In this one box. Without a doubt, this is the
and let's not forget, and we'll talk about this in like one of the more full episodes. Like there was a version of the Xbox 360 that I believe came in with a wire controller because there were 2 SKUs. So even though they're talking about wireless here and all that, that wasn't the only thing.
They want to focus on the superior version.
Of course.
Yeah, they're not.
Because then you're going to look bad if you get the other one.
God, I'm looking at the Need for Speed catalog, and maybe
it's huge.
Most Wanted kind of started a dip.
Yeah.
I guess I do hate this game.
The other Most Wanted, because there was another Most Wanted after Burnout Paradise, which was pretty good.
Yes, in 2012.
Yeah,
but it's
that
no
was
Hot
good.
Pursuit, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, no. Hot Pursuit's amazing.
I'm honored to present our newest partner.
Oh, who's your
Is
new
this
tag team
rare?
partner?
Why is it GoldenEye music
Is this
in
their
this?
final big announcement?
We still got some time.
Is this Fable? No, Fable was Xbox.
No, this is I don't know right now. Which game is this?
I have no idea.
I just keep thinking like a Final Fantasy Light, but I'm gonna feel stupid once I see the name. For those that
this
Square?
is Final Fantasy Online, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I saw Ifrit and all that. I just kept thinking, wait, what? Is another Square game? No, it actually is just Final Fantasy.
I need to see the chocobos to know.
Yeah.
I played Final Fantasy 11 online on the PS2 for like a year.
I'm sorry.
It actually wasn't bad. I just don't think I was in the MMO mindset then. It wasn't until like 2000. It wasn't until around this point later with WoW. No, actually, wait a minute, because the WoW beta was in 04, and I played that. So I had played WoW. So I think that's why I dropped off 11, because I looked at WoW and I said, okay, I like that.
You looked at WoW and you went, wow?
Yeah, you
and
went.
Never played it again?
I hate you.
Well, I mean, 11 didn't really take off, but apparently 14 is crushing
Dude, 11's
it.
still running, though. Do you know that? Like, this is still active.
That's insane.
There are people that are subscribed to both or this and not the other one.
Yeah, there's some games people just want to keep online forever.
Dude, like EverQuest 2 is still running. What was your guys' take? Or I guess, Keith, you played Final Fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think when they revealed 11, but then it's online? So it's Final Fantasy, except it's not what we look for.
It took me a long time to accept MMORPGs. Like, when WoW first came out, I kind of scoffed at it and was like, you need an atlas to play this game? No thanks.
EverQuest kind of gave MMOs like a very hardcore reputation.
Yeah, and I totally bounced off of them, and then something happened. I think I was over at a friend's house and saw like Stormwind and was kind of blown away, and then the rest is history. And then there was this point, like, Final Fantasy XII was an in-between. It was around the time I played Final Fantasy XII I got into MMOs, because it's this weird half-step between MMO gameplay and traditional RPGs.
That is true. I remember I was not a big fan initially of 12's fighting system, but then, once you can control the AI as far as, like, commands and all that, it was fun. When you could just walk forward and things would happen, you'd feel like a badass. Oh, I figured the game out.
Mm-hmm. I'm a hacker.
Man, I have a PS4 copy that I bought in my second trip to New York, and it's still sealed.
Like I bought a copy of the Zodiac Age for a Switch, like, 3 days ago.
What game do you have still sealed?
Final Fantasy XII, but like the PS4 remaster. I bought that on my second New York trip, and it's still sealed. I've been to New York 3 times after.
I'm pretty sure I stole a copy of the PS2 Collector's Edition from my friend. I have that in a box somewhere.
I hope the statute of limitations is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I did find it weird, though, that they name, like, the MMOs, just, like, number them exactly like they're single-player games, They don't do, like, some offshoot series. They just say, no, this is 11 and this is 14, and they're both MMOs, and we don't care.
They were supposed to be the next big thing. This 11 was supposed to be the direction that Final Fantasy went forward, and then they went, oh, no, actually, everybody hates this, so let's make 12.
Oh,
and then they made 13, and
yeah. Wait a minute.
Instead, everybody hates this, so that
where's this going? Oh no!
Else.
I will say, it's like, think about the fact that this is almost the end of the conference. They showed Final Fantasy XI, which this looks better, but this is on PS2, right? So it's kind of weird that they've shown Gears, they've shown other stuff that's amazing, but then they're sort of closing things off with stuff that is available elsewhere.
It is insane to think that Final Fantasy XI might close this show.
Yeah, because, I mean, the video is 113, it ends at 119, so unless it's like, hey, one final thing, I think it's like, I'm waiting for that one closing thing, but I don't remember if in 05 that was a thing the companies thought about, right?
I guess we'll find out sometime in the next 6 minutes or so.
We'll find out. So this is just a tech demo. This is not even any particular Final Fantasy game. Because that is not 13 at all. No asset looks like the Final Fantasy 13 game.
Square Enix for your support. We are looking forward to working together to help define the future of video games. So tonight we are here to herald the beginning of a new era.
Exactly, new era. What do we got?
With Xbox 360,
I guess Halo, because otherwise, what do they show? It's like we know that this generation already happened.
With Xbox 360, we'll work together.
Yeah, it feels like it's Halo 3 or nothing.
That are unprecedented.
I doubt it, though, because like we said, it's at this point in time, Halo 2 is only like a little over 6 months old.
Yeah, it would overshadow.
So they probably just closed this with Final Fantasy XI, and that's insane to me.
They got to give you something, man, at the end, because
it's not the same thing. It's not like built for consumers, the way that they do this.
It's built for Stryker.
He's giving off the closing speech. Usually after this, it would be awkward to say.
He's just gonna be like, "Bye."
Hey guys, wanna go to the underground?
I think he just says bye.
We have the product.
See ya.
Partners and the games.
Stryker out.
Are inspired. inspired by a vision that once would have been too audacious.
Notice how they always love to do this with their hands, like the whole movement. I am inspired.
It's tough to know what to do with your hands when you're speaking.
That's true.
Yeah, Juan, you're a public speaker. You should know this.
Yeah, I usually just move my arms, but it's like I hate having the fingers crossed or doing like I'm arguing with you hand.
Xbox 360 is here. And it's
Most
not a lot
powerful
of time.
platform in the next generation.
I don't know,
true.
Kev.
Not at all true.
I mean,
wow, they
But they
actually
claim
ended
it.
it. Okay, can we just analyze that? They actually
Is this
ended
just
this.
the credits or something?
yeah,
Or-
this is like the post-show reel. That is wild.
Wait, well, hey,
Wow.
we get a gameplay reel here.
Okay, Quake 4. That is 360. Cameo.
I think they showed Quake earlier, though.
Yeah,
We had seen
I think
Cameo.
They're just trying to. No, they had shown Cameo.
Yeah, exactly.
Test driver. I don't know if they showed this.
Don't think so. We already saw Call of Duty. Man, that frame rate looks rough. I know it's not final product, but Jeebus.
That is Brutski.
Yeah, it's a yikes.
So obviously we won't. Oh, hey,
The
Darkness.
Wow.
They should have shown more of that. That's a damn decent game.
Darkness rules.
Yeah.
And we get the same Madden cutscene that the gameplay did not at all look like this.
So by the way, because we are closing off, we're not going to give our impressions about this E3 press conference because that is actually going to be episode 1, which is probably going to be available around the time that you do check this out. But guys, if you were to just close this off with a score, not impression, from 1 to 10, just based on this, not with hindsight, just this is a conference and you invested an hour 20, 10 being perfect, what would you guys rate this?
I would give it a 5.
Yeah,
there was a lot of talking.
What's Frame City Killer?
I have no.
There's
There's a lot of talking, but there was a few highlights.
Yeah, I would say like a 6.5 or something. It wasn't bad, but it hadn't become the press conferences as we know them today.
Oh, Dead Rising!
the
They
hell?
showed Dead. Just not
Working
working
title.
You don't
Dead
put that
Rising
thing on
working
as
title.
real?
Well,
Also,
freaking
Frame
show
City
that.
Killer is a game that never came out from Namco.
Oh, wow. See, Condemned is like, okay, what the hell? This final part, I just wanted more of this in the rest of the conference.
Like, imagine being in 2005 going, oh my god, what was that Dead Rising thing? There were so many zombies there.
Yeah.
Full auto. Oh
actually
my
played-
god, full auto.
Yeah, the second one's good. I would have to give this conference like a 6, because it's not that it was bad, but it was very uneventful, and I feel like they had you had Oblivion and you had Gears, but you focused more on the sports stuff with EA, who's obviously a partner. At the end of the day,
Saints Row.
is. Huh? Wow. Yeah. First Saints Row, and we're going back to like Saints Row. With like a reboot now. There's Perfect Dark Zero. Yeah. What the hell? Show more of this and the rest of the event, and I'd give it like a 7.
Yeah.
And for
It's been,
everybody,
like the best part.
yeah, and for everybody listening or watching, I actually bought that game. I haven't played it yet. But please let us know, what you thought about this. At the same time, if there's any other press conference or event you would like us to give like a watch-along type of thing to, there's a whole lot of stuff online that we could do that in the future. But just like that, and now we have Pac World 3. Now we're just going to watch Pac-Man World 3 trailer, Namco. But guys, our first watch along, how was that experience for you?
It was good. It was a little long, but it was good.
Yeah, it's press conferences have gone a long way. I'd like to do this and compare like say we did like 2008 or something after this, just to see how much they've evolved and moved forward in that time. And yeah, but it's interesting to see where this press conference thing started. It makes you appreciate the very fast moving things that we get today.
Absolutely. No, same thing. And for everybody watching and listening, thank you so much for checking out this different type of content. If you are on the tubes, please subscribe, give us that thumbs up. And then if you're on the podcast feed, please make sure to drop that 5-star review. Don't review us based on how would you review this E3 press conference. Give us the 5-star, give that maybe like the 3. But up until next time, enjoy the actual season of Xbox 360